What is up, guys? This is David from Bronx Banter, and a lot of news has kind of broken out recently. Little news, not anything breaking like we signed someone or we're close to closing in on a deal or a trade for any starting pitching. But there's a lot of little flurries of news from Marcus Stroman getting denied by the Yankees when he said he wanted to play for them, despite him saying and talking trash about the Yankees in 2020, to Jordan Montgomery seemingly wanting to return to Texas, according to a reporter, to what we're going to talk about today, that the Yankees have officially checked in. Don't know how far it's gotten, but they have checked in and had conversations with both the Guardians on Shane Bieber and the Miami Marlins on Jesus Luzardo. Now, this gets me excited, rubbing my hands, move the mic and everything. I'm very excited. This made me want to start the question and the debate. Bronx Banter, let's banter it out. Who are you picking? Shane Bieber? If you had to only pick one, are you picking Shane Bieber or Jesus Luzardo? Now, I know we need two starting pitchers, but if we only had to pick and trade for one, is it Shane Bieber or Jesus Luzardo? Now, without any context of who else we may get, whether that's Snell, whether that's Monty, whether whoever else, just solely on the fact of them two in terms of talent and in terms of what it'll cost to trade for them, there's a handful of things to consider. Now, in terms of talent, Shane Bieber's won a Cy Young. And now, even in his seemingly struggling year last year with injuries, he still made 21 starts and still had an ERA of 3.8. Now, it's not lights out. It's his worst since his first rookie season in Cleveland. But at a 3.8, that's not atrocious for it being a bad season. Now, not something I'm begging for and I'm dying for, but for what's the package seems like it's going to be for Shane Bieber, a 3.8 for a down season, maybe we make the gamble and trade for him and get him and see what he could give us. Now, a huge concern is that health, exactly why he only had 21 starts last year. And in terms of the question mark of also productivity, is he has been on the downhill regression despite still having decent numbers. He has regressed from being an ace to being a decent pitcher. What does that mean for next season? Is he going to be worse than a decent pitcher? Is he going to be below average? Is he going to come back up? Is he going to have less starts, more starts? The reason why the price is so low is because of the uncertainty. And I don't want to spoil too much here, but I don't know if the Yankees could do with any more uncertainty in their starting rotation, from not knowing what you're going to get from Nestor to Rodon and not knowing what you're going to get from him, let alone both of them being unhealthy, healthy, God knows what, to now Clark Schmidt seemingly figuring it out in the second half of the season, which is kind of nice and a little reassuring, but he's should be most teams, no offense, Clark, but he should be most teams number 5. So the only certainty really being Cole and Clark at year 5. I don't know if we want to take a gamble. And again, I know the debate is if solely looking at these trades, not if we were to acquire someone else. But the only way I would possibly justify getting Bieber is if we get a big starting pitcher name like Snell or Burns, which again, don't think is going to happen. But he does still have some good numbers and he does have high potential and he's done it before, even in the playoffs. He's shown. And again, the price of what is going to have to take to give up is not going to be a lot. Some people are saying Everson Pereira and maybe a low-level prospect, if that. Some places just say Everson Pereira. Who knows? So that's my thoughts on Shane Bieber. Now, looking at Jesus Luzardo, he hasn't had a decorated career, not as much as even Shane Bieber. He is only heading into his age 26 season. He is only heading into his age 26 season and has, if on the contrary of Shane Bieber, only shown progression. Now, that progression isn't too insane. His last 2 seasons, he had a 3.3, and then this last season, a 3.58 ERA, which is solid. He had 32 starts last season, so showing reliability as well. He also had over 200 strikeouts. Last year, I wouldn't say was his breakout season, as I think he's only going to get better. You're kind of making this trade of what you predict he's going to be. Now, the real question here is what that package is going to look like. We're a little known of what Shane Bieber's package is going to look like, but what is Luzardo's package going to look like? I think it starts with either Glaber or Peraza. Now, maybe if it's for Glaber, you could do Glaber straight up, or you could do Glaber, and because the Marlins never want to pay anything, you could take some of that contract for of what the 15 mil I think that Glaber's going to make this season. Or you could do Peraza, because even Peraza's value is more or less high because he's more or less a good prospect still, and has a lot of years control, which I know Miami values, and he's affordable at the major league minimum. So it could start there, and probably again a low level prospect maybe. Now, if they're asking for a ransom, then we're talking about something different here. But for what you're really making this Jesus Luzardo move on what you think you will get, because you're also not going to get him just for a rental like you will with Shane Bieber. You're getting him for 3 more years, 3 more seasons into his age 29, where he's going to become a free agent. So you could see what he's going to progress into. He's young, he's healthy. There's not a lot of mileage on that arm, unlike Shane Bieber. So both of these are honestly could be a great fit. One is probably going to cost more than the other. My take, my prediction, my thoughts is that the Yankees should go for someone like Jesus Luzardo. Now, I'm not saying I'll be mad if we get Shane Bieber, but my favorite move, because of not only what it will do for our rotation now, and not only reliability and consistency over Shane Bieber, but also how he's progressing and what we expect him to do in the coming seasons, and that we will have him for 3 years so we could see and experience his productivity on our team, is great. Do you want to trade for 3 years of a progressing player heading into their prime, or do you want to trade for a lottery ticket, 1 year deal, see if he can get a bounce back? Now, if Shane Bieber is him, then he'll go out on his contract walk year and show up and show out on one of the biggest stages in baseball in Yankee Stadium and help him bring him to a World Series or the playoffs. Now, that'll do something for him and his value and just his career as a pitcher. Maybe that could happen. But again, it's a lottery ticket. You're not sure exactly what you're going to get. It could be a Frankie Montas situation, God forbid, worst case scenario, which you don't want. Jesus Luzardo hasn't shown that wear and tear too much. And as expected, because he's young, I'm going Jesus Luzardo for sure. Again, I see the value in Shane Bieber and the fact that it's low cost and he's done it. He's won a Cy Young. But again, we're making trades for what we expect to get this next season, not what we saw them get the last few seasons. So that's my reasoning for picking Jesus Luzardo over Shane Bieber. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Yankees should get Shane Bieber, or do you think the Yankees should get Jesus Luzardo, or do you think there's a reality, which could happen, that they make a trade for both? Do you think they can make a trade for both because Shane Bieber will be such a low cost? Maybe they ship Everson Pereira to the Guardians. And then on top of that, they could still give Oswald Peraza and go all in and get Jesus Luzardo, along with giving maybe 1 or 2 other people or something. Don't know the exact trade packages, but it's a possibility. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you had to pick one or the other, who are you picking? We're just waiting for something to break, waiting for something to happen. Let's see. Let's see. If you liked this episode, please make sure to like it, comment down below, and subscribe, and watch what YouTube suggests would be a great video for you. You're not going to want to miss all the latest Yankees news and topics going on. Listen, Judge wants you to subscribe. The Martian wants you to subscribe. So make sure you do. And until next time, peace and be blessed.